This film is such a celebration of love and brotherhood and history.
DAP meant dignity and pride. Dignity and pride. That's where DAP came from.
What did Yoda say?
What did Yoda say?
He said, no try, do. Yoda was throwing out science and knowledge.
Hey, Spike, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there, Spike. I'm hanging in there.
Come on, sister. You were built for this, sister. Day by day, take it day by day.
Look, that's all I can do. Honestly, I gotta show up and just keep it pushing. I mean, we're used to this, right?
Our ancestors were used to it more.
Yeah, true. Very true. So we're not new to this. I mean,
this is life stuff.
It's life. It's life. Yeah. And I'm just trying to cope. I'm just trying to cope and pray for a better day.
No. What did Yoda say?
What did Yoda say?
He said, no try, do.
Oh, he did say that. You're right.
Yoda was throwing out science and knowledge.
we didn't know it then. Now it makes sense.
Uh-huh.
It makes sense. I am super excited about your film. And
thank you.
Oh man, I had so many questions. So 5 minutes. Let's see if I can do this.
You got 8.
Oh, I got 8. Okay. All right.
Because I took up the first 3 minutes.
Oh, all right. Well, we all know that you are 100% for the culture 100% of the time. And your films do just that. They portray just that. And this film about Black soldiers and the Black experience in Vietnam, why do you think it's important for people to see a film about Black soldiers? Because we don't see that. We don't see that. And I was so glad to see your view on that and your take on that in this film. So why is it important?
Thank you for the question. We've, as you saw the film, we've been fighting for this country from day one. Christmas addicts. The first person that died for the United States of America in the war, the American Revolutionary War against the English, was a Black man, Christmas addict. So we've been doing this from the beginning. And we've had this thing where we're fighting for a country that doesn't love us. They didn't love Christmas addicts. And they didn't love the brothers, the Black and brown brothers who fought, went halfway around the world to fight people who had nothing against them. As we open the film with the famous quote by Muhammad Ali, our brother, no Viet Cong ever called me. And so there's trauma for Black people in this country. And this is going to get us to another field where people really starting to study post-slavery stress syndrome. So we're doing a lot of stuff. We don't even know why we're doing it, but that comes back to, our ancestors brought here in 1619. So then to be in a war, to fight for a country, especially in particular, these brothers in Vietnam who fight against the Viet Cong, yet their brothers and sisters were fighting a war in America, the Black Panther Party, So there are two wars being fought in the same different parts of the world, but it's the same thing, trying to achieve our freedom.
I've never seen a film like this. And I rarely have a film to make me think and analyze and actually, want to have conversations about what's going on. What's going on?
Pun intended.
I did not do that on purpose. That was not on purpose.
That was Marvin Gaye. It's in there though. Come on now.
I know. Listen.
Marvin's
it's Black Music Month.
In there.
It's Black Music Month. I gotta say it. What's your favorite decade or era of Black music?
Late 60s, early 70s.
Good choice.
And that's no disrespect to my listening stuff that's out today. I love hip hop, but you asked my favorite, and that's what it is. And a lot of stuff, music is generational. So, I'm not mad.
Good, good, good. Thank you so much, Spike, for hanging out to me. I had a great time. This was a great
Your
reprieve.
time's over already?
It's over already. I know.
All right,
I know.
sis, I want you to be strong day by day. We depend on you and draw upon your ancestors. And if you do that, you'll be straight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Amen. Much love, Spike. Thank you so much.
Take care, sister.
All right, you too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I am super excited to talk to you guys about your roles in Defy Bloods, but it would just not feel right to me to jump in without first addressing the current events that are taking place and that are affecting our community. And so I'm not going to ask you guys how you're doing, but just want to, check in and see how you guys are taking care of yourselves, during this time.
Well, having moved through the tears and the wringing of my heart for the past 3 days, I decided to get a group of Black actors here in England to just say one of the lines or use the words that George was saying while he was being murdered, and just little sound bites, and in asking actors to do that, it's opened up a dialogue here. And that has been rather cathartic for all of us, myself included. So that's how I'm taking care of myself. And that's how I'm trying to find a way to address this pain inside and the situation outside.
The pain is definitely there. I've been focusing a little bit more on where we are going, from here with all of this energy. I'm not talking about, the tearing up and the burning down, but there seems to be such a passion, not just here in America, but around the world. And if we can seize this moment and go forward, create some kind of dialogue, create some kind of understanding, it'll be great. So I'm constantly asking myself, where do we go from here? What's next? What do we do now to make things better?
Yeah, I concur.
Nice. I was like, look, y'all set it off.
Exactly. And I want you to get more questions in. So.
Yes. Okay. So this is like one of my favorite scenes in the movie. But you guys are walking in the hotel lobby, and Norman Isaiah, you guys' character, do this really long dap, right? And not a lot of people know that the dap originated in the late 60s by Black GI soldiers fighting in the Vietnam War. And so I'm just very curious to know how long it took you guys to learn that dap.
We still learning, baby.
There's so many of them, and it's what's interesting is that we learned it from some guys who did some amazing research on that, and you found out that was ways that the different platoons recognized each other, and then we also found out that because it was such a powerful thing, sometimes they would get in trouble for doing it by some of their white superiors.
It took a lot. It took forever to learn. There were so many gaps, and every day I would just kind of run through the gaps because I knowing Spike, I knew he was going to spring it on us and say, "Okay, let's do it here." And then if you weren't ready to do it, all hell was going to break loose. So I just did it every day. We would do it in the lobby. It's like, let's dap it out. But I got to say, someone had seen the film and they said, I like those little modern touches you guys put in. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, that like the handshakes that they do in the NBA and stuff. And I went, oh my God, no. This is, that is so wrong. That is so not what was happening in that moment. But it was a way of just showing that camaraderie that they had back then.
Oh yes, now I remember. DAP meant dignity and pride. So that when you gave somebody the DAP, you would give them dignity, D and A P, pride. Dignity and pride. That's where DAP came from. I just remembered that.
Hey man, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, we learned that over there, right? Wasn't that what it's about?
Yeah.
We learned that over there as well from them. Dignity and pride. That's what DAP means. So when you say, give me some DAP, that's what it is. You know, some dignity and pride.
Yes.
We say, Holmes?
Wonderful.
Give me some power is what it was.
Hey. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a great time, and I hope you guys stay safe. And we're gonna get through this.
Yes, we will. And also congratulations on the book there. I see the Dignity, the Daughters of Africa. That's my friend's book. Margaret
Really?
Busby. Yeah. So that's why I took a picture. It wasn't just of your pretty face. It was for that book so I could show her.
Nice. I love it. Thank you, guys.
Have a good day, Kaila.
Much love. You too.
And you.
All right, Delroy, Jonathan, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'm super excited to talk to you guys about your roles in Defy Bloods, but just want to know what you guys are doing to, take care of yourselves in this time. I guess, Delroy, I'll start with you.
On Monday, I attended a rally and a demonstration with my son and a couple of his friends, my 18-year-old son. The rally was organized by two of my son's friends who I've known since middle school. The rally, it was 15,000 people. It was hugely successful and peaceful. And I was affirmed in those moments. I was affirmed because it affirmed for me. What was affirming was the fact that our young people are once again at the forefront of rejecting the bullshit. Excuse my French. The bullshit. They're saying no. And the people who are joining our young people are such a diverse group. There's everything. Black, white, gender, it's everything. And not only is it here, it's international. So while I am not looking at the situation with rose-colored glasses, I'm deeply affirmed seeing that activity. And I cannot afford to be cynical. I can't afford it. I've got to raise my son. And we all have to do whatever it is we have to do. And as Jonathan said, and he'll speak to it himself, we have to find ways of standing up. How are you standing up in this moment? Yesterday I was at a soup kitchen at a church, helping to feed people. So all these things that we do to invest in our own humanity, and that's what we're giving back to the world in this moment specifically.
I feel that. What about you, Jonathan?
Oh, what am I doing in this time?
Yeah.
Well, the same thing I've been doing. You have to stay involved. You have to stay engaged. And you also have to realize that in this moment, the best thing you can do is be your best self.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? If I'm a 6-foot Black man and I'm the walking target, right? And my offspring, my children, my sisters, my brothers are targets, the best thing I can do is have the best day possible. And what does that mean? That means to let my light shine as bright as possible. And if my light becomes rageful, right, to use that light, for the cause. And the cause is my life and the life and the liberty of those who are like me. And therefore those who are like me, which is everybody, because if you are male, if you are a human, if you are a citizen, if you are American, if you are Black, I can go on forever. You know what I'm saying? We're all, the Homo sapien species is one. And right now, a certain group of us have been bullied, particularly my brothers and myself, and the queens. But the best thing we can do is to keep on keeping on, as what the police told me,
Right.
I'm just doing what I was told.
Right.
I want to say something else. I want to say something else really quickly, taking a half a step back. I also have the privilege of sitting there talking to you about a piece of work that we're all immensely proud of. I have the privilege of doing that, speaking to you, speaking to your colleagues, colleagues, and most of whom have been touched by the film, which is an added affirmation for me as a human, as a creative worker. And it also affirms why I became an actor in the first place, why I went to acting school. So I guess it's about taking that which is positive and moving on that, which is essentially what Jonathan just said, taking that which is positive. And you know what? We cannot allow those others who are demonic. They're demonic. We can't allow them to control the narrative. It's not going to happen. And this film flies in the face of that, because this film is such a celebration of love and brotherhood and history, a corrective to history. It's all of those things. So it's a special, special, special moment that we're experiencing here. And this film is exemplifying something extraordinary, I think.
Yes, I agree. And what you just said reminded me of the line in the film where Chadwick Boseman's character said, you know, don't let nobody use our rage against us.
Amen.
We control our rage. Right?
Amen.
Right.
Rage is a good thing. As Jonathan said, rage is a good thing. It's a good thing. We've earned it, for God's sake. We've earned it. It's like James Baldwin said, I got a chip on my shoulder? No, I have a forest on my shoulder. So we've earned that. But as Jonathan said, what do you then do with it?
Exactly. And that's one of the things I love about this film, and that it's so unapologetically Black and for the cause. And I guess one of the important questions I wanted to ask you guys was regarding the father and son relationship that, you know, we see in the film. How is that relationship different from every other, you know, Black father-son relationship we've seen portrayed in film over the years? What makes this one stand out for you guys?
We have the conflict, but we have the love. We have the conflict, but we love each other. And in terms of how Jonathan and I bonded as actors, as human beings, as men, that those dynamics that existed off screen then found their way to our work together on screen. And that's for me, it doesn't get any better than that.
That's right.
Jonathan.
And I think, yes, sir, I think what also happens in this film and in this dynamic is that it's shown. They show the private moment when the son comes across the world to be with his father. They show the private moment when, because the thing about father and son is we know each other's secrets. We know each other's passwords. And Paul's character knows what to say to his son to make him survive in this moment. He knows what to say. And the way it's shot, it's a two-handed. There's only two people in the shot. It's father and son, and it's our secret, you know? And regardless of all the bullshit, the anger, the rage, the love, the frustration that we share for each other, that love is king. The love is supreme between us. And that is the only reason we deal with all the other mess, because the love is agape, it's unconditional. And I think what's different in this scene, in this film, is that we shoot it. We show every single moment of it as much as we can. You know?
Yes. I love every single bit of it. And I'm so grateful to, you know, sit down with you guys and talk about this film. I can't wait till it hits the masses. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it.
God bless you. Stay safe.
Right.
Okay.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Black GI, is it fair to serve more than the white Americans that sent you here? Nothing is more confused than to be ordered into a war to die without the faintest idea of what's going on. I dedicate this next record to the soul brothers of the 1st Infantry Divisions. Be safe.
Gentlemen, welcome back to Vietnam.